Hi, I'm John Barnes and you're watching Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to Redmen TV. It's the Uncensored match build-up show. Liverpool back in Europa League action against Bordeaux at Anfield. Chris Pay's actually here, as is John Machin. Chris, obviously, we've had loads of fun talking about Man City.
Can we carry on?
Let's just do that. Let's just do another 20 minutes on that. More footies to discuss.
Show, though.
Yeah, very, very much so. If you haven't checked out the Final Word show on the redmentv.com, go and do that now. Very good indeed. But we move on.
Yeah, I'm not quite ready to move on just yet.
But what we've actually done a couple of shows. We were talking about Liverpool's kind of run now that we've gotten the likes of, you know, Chelsea and Man City, etc. out the way. And the point you rightly raised is that Liverpool need to sort the home form out. And to be fair, the Europa League is just as true an example of that as well. We got our away form up and running, great result away at Rubin Kazan. There's an opportunity now for Liverpool to kickstart this season at home, but also to get the Europa League back in their control.
Well, it's in our control already. You know, if we win this game, then we're through. We're qualified, no questions asked. Yeah. And it means it could afford, now it sounds mad because I'm already disregarding the Europa League, and I'm not. I don't mean it like that at all. What I'm saying now is go out there, get the 3 points, and it means we can send kids over to Sion in the middle of December, right before that key bout of fixtures around Christmas, you know. So it's massively important that we get a win here. It's massively important as well because all the people who went away to Manchester City saw a great team performance, but you've got to do it for the home crowd as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know, there'll be loads, well, there'll be 43,000 people at Anfield who never went to Manchester City and who remember Crystal Palace as the last game that they went to see live. And you need to make the last game that everybody went to see a great win, because that will give confidence for us as fans, and, you know, hopefully we can drive each other to better things this season. Yeah,
completely. I think that, you know, it felt to me anyway, the last home game, the Rubin Kazan one, Klopp's first European game with us in charge, I felt like we got better and better as that game progressed. Then we went away and absolutely wiped the floor with them. But this is an opportunity to now, you know, we to be fair, we drew with Bordeaux away when we should have won, and we played our kids pretty much in that game. We should be able to put them to the sword on Thursday.
Well, I think Klopp has already shown us that he takes it seriously. And he also will know the value of winning games just for your mentality. Yeah. You know, our last home game, we got beat. He was unhappy about it. I think he'll fix the problems he had there. I think Bordeaux will come and try and get a win. Yeah. The way the group, the group is. So I think it'll be a good open game, and I think we're quite capable of putting them to the sword.
Yeah. Big question then. Obviously, I think, as always, people tend to have one eye on the Premier League games, as fans certainly. We've got options in terms of the team we go with. You know, Benteke, Sturridge and Ibe all on the bench. Would you make many changes for this game?
I wouldn't make many changes, you know, and mainly because I think that we can treat this almost like an away game, because, you know, if we draw with Bordeaux, they're 3 points behind us on the same goal difference. If we were to lose against Sion and Bordeaux win, that automatically, because the goal difference changes, would mean that they qualify. So Bordeaux have to come here for a win. A draw isn't good enough for them, which means, as your dad said, it's going to be an open game of football. The way that we played Man City was perfect from a counter-attacking point of view. I kind of just go, let's just do that again. Yeah. You know, that's fine for me.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one. I mean, I think Coutinho could well be injured for this one. Obviously, he got taken off against Man City. Yeah. At time of filming, he's due to have a tests and what have you. He, for me, is the obvious one to come out for this game.
I think you've got to remember that some players actually need to play. Yeah. You know, and Jordan Ibe didn't play at the weekend, and he's been in good form, so why waste that when you've got the opportunity?
He's perfect for counter-attacking football absolutely. As well.
I certainly like to see Jordan Ibe come in. I almost don't want to see Sturridge come on to start a game. Yeah. I'm wary of, you know, I want him to be perfect when he comes back. So, and we've also got to remember that we've got a game on Sunday, which we've really got to win now. Having lost our last home game, we've got to win the game against Swansea. It's difficult to know, isn't it? Really, he's got a decent squad of players. He'd be daft to run 11 of them into the ground and not play the rest. So some people are going to get on against Bordeaux, and then some others I think will get on against Swansea.
Well, I think there's Bordeaux 13th in League One at the minute. So again, it's just if Klopp will take it seriously, because he has taken it seriously, and I think there's got to come a point now where there can be no more excuses. We need to, and how we go about it, I'm not entirely certain, but we should just go out. This is a game where Liverpool shouldn't worry too much in terms of the bigger thing. We should just go
How good would it
beat
be if
them.
we were like 3 up at half time and he just then brings on Sturridge and Benteke and says go and have a go?
Well, this is for me. This is what this game could potentially be if we allow it to go that way. I think there's a couple of changes you make. As you say, I think Ibe has to come back in for this. Scored his goal, got his first goal for the club in the last Europa League game. He deserves it. Another good performance coming off the bench against City as well. Again, even if Coutinho isn't injured, there's form there for him, resting him for these midweek games anyway. So you'd expect him to come out, and then maybe make a change more if you're really going to go that far.
Firmino is just sort of coming into the side now and starting to get some
mess
form. I'd like to see him playing.
Yeah. Oh, I'd keep him. I'd absolutely keep him in. But I think you'd maybe pull him back. You maybe if you bring an Ibe in, he probably takes Milner's position more wide right. You bring Milner, no problem with taking Milner out. You put Firmino deeper, and you put either one of Benteke or Sturridge up top.
I think you've got to play the midfield, or you've got to think about your midfield against Swansea, because Lucas is suspended for that game. Yeah. I think you've got to make sure whoever's playing that position can do that. Where if it's Joe Allen that's going to be coming in, Joe Allen probably needs to play this game, at least 45 minutes of it, to make sure that he's right for the Swansea game.
That's interesting, because I actually, my mentality would have been the other way, and I don't disagree with that logic at all, was that, well, because Lucas isn't playing at the weekend, he absolutely starts, because he is important to the way we play. You don't cut off your nose to spite your face to some extent. So that's actually a very interesting decision to make. Whether he does,
I think there is an argument that Allen needs some game time if he's going to play on Sunday.
It was like 4 weeks ago, was it? 3 weeks ago against Kazan, his last game. If he's coming in, like, you need to get him some minutes.
It is a good point. I think the only issue is, I guess, is that, and worst case scenario, you bring Joe Allen in for this game that he doesn't need to play, and something happens, he gets an injury or whatever, you're fucked, aren't you? Because Lucas can't, then you're bringing someone else in for that. I'd like to think Alan...
Games are coming so thick and fast. If Lucas missed 2 games, then there's another game coming along next Wednesday anyway. So.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one. It's just know people's thoughts on that. How many, if any, changes you'd make?
We don't know enough about how Klopp thinks, do we? To know, where he's going to go.
Yeah,
it's all cool.
It's all cool. It depends as well, again, what his mentality is on the likes of Sturridge, even on the likes of Henderson. I suspect it's probably a bit too soon for him this one, but do you put him on the bench if he's available?
Klopp said, didn't he, 10 days training. Now by the time Bordeaux comes around, he'll have had 10 days training.
Sturridge.
Yeah. So I don't expect him to start. I really don't. I think maybe Southampton in the quarter-final of the League Cup could be his first appearance if we're not behind in a game before then. Given
that he didn't get any minutes at the weekend as well, it's this for me is a good game for Sturridge potentially, because again, if he's fit. By body your ass putting on the bench. I'd go with give him 45 minutes, 60 minutes. You've still got Benteke there. You can still push Firmino further forward. Origi's going to be available if you want to include him. Get him in and get him scoring again, and we'll see, because I think you're right. But the League Cup is another notion of that. But I think the next week's it's away from home. There's probably slightly more pressure in some regards riding on that game. Maybe, I don't know. I would like to see Daniel Sturridge involved on Thursday in some way, shape or form, whether it's from the start of defence. I don't know. Again, thoughts on that? Would you start Sturridge? Would you keep him on the bench again? Because I also, again, like me point last week, I like the idea of him sitting on the bench and just getting really stewing and getting really wound up and thinking, what have I got to do to get back in this
team?
That
old thing, though, about if you sit on the bench and come on, you're more prone to injury.
Yeah.
You might be better off having a good warm-up first.
Yeah, it's true. But I think the kind of logic we kind of came up with last week as a guess is that Sturridge walks into this team too often. Because he is great and he deserves to, based on pure ability alone. But if there's ever been any issues over his mentality, then you want him chomping at the bit to come back in the side and knowing that, well, hang on, look, Firmino scored at the weekend. He shouldn't automatically lose a place to Daniel Sturridge. Based on that, Benteke, he's been in decent form recently, scored goals recently, so he should be ahead of him in the pecking order. I don't know. It's interesting. I guess so much of it's going to depend on how he feels, what he feels is the best way to beat Swansea as well. And for the first time, I think we're actually going to be able to think that way, simply in terms of the attacking players, because all of a sudden there's 3 guys there who are vying for one place, and there's a case to be made for every single one of them to get a go as well. Score predictions, Dan?
3-1.
Okay, Chris?
3-0.
Wow, okay. I'm going to go with 2-0. 1 or 2. I could see it being a 1-0, if I'm honest, because I think we have the same problems exist. It depends. I think if you're right, if they come out and they come flying at us and they actually try and beat us, I think we could absolutely smash them everywhere. But if they keep it tight and look to nick a goal, we've seen so many problems caused by that approach in the last few years that it could be a lot tighter than we. Do
you think we're going to see any of like the Randalls or anything like that this time around?
I don't know. No, not at all. We'll see him on the bench. Again, it just comes down to that. I don't see the point. I don't think he'll make too many changes because I think he sees this as important. And as you say, get it won, and then you can relax. And it's more important that we maybe struggle a little bit more this week than we do when we start to get into December and it all starts to come thick and fast.
City to look at our bench and see Sturridge, Benteke, and
our bench was
Allen.
better than City's.
Yeah. Well, we said we were talking to Rob Cutman before the game. We bumped into him on the ground and he said it's the best bench ever. I said it's the best bench since the Bernabeu. We had all of our best players on the bench, but we had an incredible bench, but still had a really good team. Miles as well. You know that it's like, my word, we might be in a position where we can say quietly amongst us, like rotate, but deliberately rotate good players in and out depending on the circumstances. Brilliant. Shocking, I know. So let us know your score predictions in the comments below. Let us know who you think should start. Chris will be doing a Start 11 prediction show as well, where you can talk a little bit more about those kind of things. A whole host of brilliant content.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
No chance.
On the website as well, we've done the final word show from City, which was great. We've done a Reds News roundup, looking ahead to the festive period and beyond, and what we think Liverpool's chances are going to be. Where do we think Jordan Henderson's going to fit into the Liverpool team? All very good debate and all completely free for a month, so go and check them out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Ta-ra.
It's Christmas! Yeah, in like a month and a bit. But anyway, Redmen TV Christmas sweatshirts are available now. 3 designs to pick from, 2 brand new ones, as you can see here, and a third that we've forgotten to bring in. You've got Merry Kloppmas, Catini, ho, ho, ho. Chris, where can you get them from?
RedmenTVshop.com. They are available for 3 weeks only, up until Sunday, the 6th of December 2015. Make sure you get it in nice and early. They're made to order, and you will have them before Christmas.
Bespoke Christmas loveliness. So if you're sick of looking like everyone else at the Christmas party and you want to be more Liverpool silly themed, that's what we're here for. 3 years on the bounce. Get them now while you can. Cheers.